From long fangs, black capes, and bats, to sparkling in the sun and falling in love, we are a country that is captivated by the legend of the vampire, whether it's Stephenie Meyer's Twilight or Bram Stoker's Dracula. For many years, these mythical creatures have captivated us. But have you ever thought about how these stories came about? If you look back to Transylvania in the 1400s, you find the original, Edward Cullen. To examine this closer, I have 3 areas of interest. 1. The childhood of a killer. 2. Rise of the Impaler. And 3. Fall of the Bloody Prince. Vlad was born on November 4th, 1431, to the cruel ruler Prince Vlad II, or more commonly known as Prince Vlad the Devil. Growing up, Vlad did not seem to mind that his name, Vlad Dracula, meant son of the devil. His father was assassinated in 1447 by one of his relatives, who had committed to a lifetime of fighting the Ottoman Turks, one of Vlad the Senior's allies. Vlad was granted his freedom after his father's assassination. His younger brother Radu stayed behind while his older brother Mircea had his eyes gouged out and had been buried alive by the Boyars. Vlad grew revengeful, vowing to have his revenge. Rise of the Impaler. The throne of Valentia was then occupied by the Boyars. With the help of others, Vlad was able to take back his rightful throne by capturing the Boyars after the Easter feast. He had all those young and strong put into a lifetime of slavery, and all those too old and weak to work were impaled for all to see. The prince did not think of these people as human beings. He wanted to be the ruler of a kingdom that was only susceptible to the rich and powerful. Once, Vlad Dracula decided that he was going to clean out his kingdom of poverty and sickness. He had invited the sick, handicapped, poor, all those who he decided who were lazy and unproductive, into a banquet hall. After his guests had been well fed and were quite drunk, Vlad made his appearance, declaring that his lucky guests would no longer be hungry. He soon had the doors and windows boarded up, and the hall was set on fire. There were no survivors. Dracula enjoyed killing and torturing women, often mutilating their breasts and sexual organs in the process. He is even rumored to have forced mothers to eat their own babies. Fall of the Bloody Prince. In 1461, Vlad was determined to kill the Turks' leader, Sultan Mehmed II. Dracula staged a nightly raid but attacked the wrong tent, angering the Sultan and leaving him vowing for revenge. The Sultan ordered his army to invade Valentia, pushing back Vlad's forces. Not wanting the Turks to take anything, Vlad went village to village, destroying everything throughout the kingdom. The Sultan's army soon grew tired and retreated, but the Sultan retaliated by sending Vlad's younger brother Radu after him. Radu pushed him and his wife back to the Arges River. Fearful of being captured by the Turks, his wife jumped off the castle wall, falling down the mountainside to her death. Vlad himself fled through a secret passageway, seeking refuge in a Hungarian capital. The king heard of Vlad's violent past and had him imprisoned. Since there were no definite terms of his imprisonment, Vlad was soon allowed to leave the dungeons. He was given his own dwellings in the castle, far away from the dreaded dungeons, but he secretly indulged his lust for blood. Sometimes, a servant would find small animals such as rats, cats, and even impaled insects on sticks. Vlad Dracula was eventually able to regain his throne of Valentia after Radu died of syphilis. There was soon another battle with the Turks, and the Sultan's army had grown. Not having enough men, Vlad fought with his army, dying in battle. The Turks decapitated Vlad, dipped his henny in honey to preserve it, and placed it in their city square, for all to see that the bloody prince was finally dead. In 1897, Bram Stoker wrote his famous book, Dracula. His character was designed after Vlad Dracula's life. Since then, the legend of the vampire has changed quite drastically. But in my opinion, the story of the original vampire is better than any story any author could write, for the simple fact that this horrific story is true.